Strange facts about Johnny Carson's last show. On May 22, 1992, America said goodbye to the man who had tucked them in for 30 years. Johnny Carson's final Tonight Show wasn't just a TV episode. It was the conclusion of an era, a cultural milestone, and a masterclass in television precision. Over 55 million viewers tuned in, making it one of the most watched events in TV history. Yet, behind the perfectly orchestrated smiles, standing ovations, and Carson's famously understated farewell, there was a tangle of secret decisions, last-minute changes, and personal drama that the public only discovered years later. What appeared seamless on television was in reality a complex web of meticulous planning, emotional upheavals, and high-stakes choices that could have unraveled at any moment. A former NBC executive revealed that what cameras captured was only about 60% of the story. The rest, including heated arguments, surprise guests turned away, and footage deliberately destroyed, remained hidden for decades. Today, CelebWire unveils the strange, shocking, and hidden truths behind Johnny Carson's legendary final broadcast, revealing a side of the television icon never before seen. The most tightly guarded secret of all was the real reason Johnny chose May 22, 1992, as his final date. Although he announced his retirement nearly a year in advance, the specific selection of this date puzzled NBC executives, who had hoped for a finale during the more commercially valuable February sweeps period. Johnny was typically flexible about business concerns, but May 22 was non-negotiable. The significance of the date remained mysterious until years later, when his longtime friend and attorney, Henry Bushkin, revealed the heartbreaking truth. It was the birthday of Carson's son, Richard, who had died in a car accident in 1991. The finale was Johnny's private tribute to his son, a personal commemoration he kept secret from almost everyone involved in the production. Scheduling the finale on Richard's birthday allowed Carson to mark the occasion privately while maintaining his characteristic public composure, blending personal grief with professional dedication. The final broadcast featured Robin Williams and Bette Midler as the last official guests, yet an additional, highly anticipated surprise guest never appeared. Just hours before taping, Carson personally ordered the removal of former President Ronald Reagan, who had been secretly scheduled to present the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Reagan had been brought through an underground entrance, with security doubled, staircases cleared, and a private dressing room prepared, all without NBC's knowledge. Carson's reasoning was simple. He wanted his farewell to be intimate, focused on the audience and staff, not grand ceremonial recognition. Reagan was quietly escorted out, and the medal later presented privately at Carson's home. This incident reflected Carson's lifelong insistence on controlling his public image and keeping the farewell authentic. One of the most mysterious and unusual elements of the finale was the destruction of footage. While most historic television events have multiple backup copies, Carson ordered almost all raw footage of his last show destroyed, leaving only the final edited broadcast and approximately 15 minutes of Ed McMahon's unedited introduction. Carson feared that raw footage could be exploited in unauthorized documentaries or reveal emotional vulnerability he wanted to keep private. During commercial breaks, cameras captured moments where Carson visibly struggled to maintain composure, yet the public would never see these raw glimpses. Hours before the show, bandleader Doc Severinsen collapsed due to exhaustion, having spent nearly 48 hours rehearsing special arrangements for the finale. Medical staff strongly advised him not to perform, suggesting assistant conductor Tommy Nome take over, but Doc refused, insisting, "Unless I'm dead, I'm leading that band tonight." After a 2-hour nap and a B12 shot, he returned to the stage, performing at his peak despite physical strain. This dedication typified the loyalty and professionalism of Carson's inner circle, who prioritized supporting him at any cost. Backstage tension between Johnny Carson and incoming host Jay Leno was carefully managed to maintain the illusion of a seamless transition. Separate hallways, green rooms, and elevators created parallel paths, preventing accidental encounters. Carson had preferred David Letterman as his successor and harbored quiet disappointment over NBC's decision. Off camera, He expressed subtle displeasure through gestures and deliberate avoidance. Yet on air, he maintained consummate professionalism. Leno attempted to visit Carson's dressing room before the show, but assistant Helen Sanders politely intercepted him, ensuring Carson's focus remained undisturbed. 3 days before the broadcast, Carson asked that the audience not give him a standing ovation at the opening, fearing the emotional intensity would overwhelm him too soon. Fred de Cordova ignored the request, creating a spontaneous, authentic opening that left Johnny genuinely surprised and the audience emotionally charged. The decision demonstrated the delicate balance between Carson's desire for control and the show's need for authentic audience response. Bette Midler's performance of One for My Baby and One More for the Road became one of the most iconic moments in television history, yet few knew the extraordinary lengths she went to prepare. Over 36 hours, she rehearsed tirelessly, moving into a private rehearsal space, renting a cot for naps, working with 5 arrangers, and refining 18 arrangements to achieve the perfect emotionally resonant version. By the broadcast morning, her voice was nearly gone, yet she performed flawlessly, ensuring Carson experienced the perfect performance without knowing the sacrifices made. This act of dedication amplified the emotional impact of the farewell and highlighted the commitment of Carson's collaborators. Perhaps most surprising was the destruction of celebrity farewell messages. Dozens of stars and political figures, including Nixon, Ford, Carter, Bush, Jack Nicholson, Meryl Streep, and Tom Hanks, recorded a 12-minute compilation that was fully produced but never aired. Carson privately reviewed it, thanked the team, and ordered all copies destroyed, maintaining his focus on the connection with the audience and staff rather than star-studded tributes. Ed McMahon, the beloved announcer, experienced a severe emotional breakdown backstage, requiring medical intervention. Despite visible signs of distress, he returned to the stage for the final moments, holding himself together through sheer will. On camera, viewers saw only his trademark professionalism, but behind the scenes, he fought to maintain composure for Carson and the audience. Finally, the most intimate moment occurred after cameras stopped rolling. Carson asked the audience to remain seated, sent executives away, and spent 3 minutes privately speaking to staff. He reflected on television's evolution, thanked his team, and emphasized the importance of sincerity in every broadcast. He then invited the entire staff on stage for a group embrace, abandoning the composure that defined his career. This private moment of vulnerability was witnessed only by those in the studio and remained hidden from the public for years. Johnny Carson's last show was more than an entertainment event. It was a blend of personal grief, professional perfection, loyalty, secrecy, and emotional authenticity. From missing guests to destroyed footage, rehearsal marathons, backstage crises, and private tributes, the finale revealed the extraordinary lengths Carson went to ensure his farewell was both memorable and intimate. It highlighted his insistence on control, respect for collaborators, and deep connection with his audience. This hidden history reshapes how we understand the final chapter of television's most iconic host and offers a rare glimpse into the man behind the persona. Tonight, CelebWire unveils the full story behind the legend, showing the real farewell that balanced chaos, grief, and artistry in a way no one could replicate.